President Obama is in Trinidad for a summit with leaders of 33 other nations in the Western Hemisphere. But it's the country that's not there, Cuba, that's attracting much of the attention tonight. After the U.S. and Cuba signaled a potential thaw in relations after 50 years of Cold War, our chief White House correspondent, Jake Tapper, is in Trinidad tonight. Jake?
Good evening, Charlie. Well, in a speech before the Summit of the Americas this evening, President Obama will say that the U.S. seeks a new direction with Cuba. He'll say, quote, "I'm not interested in talking for the sake of talking, but I do believe we can move U.S.-Cuban relations in a new direction." President Obama arrived this afternoon in Trinidad to meet dozens of Latin American heads of state. But before he came here, he announced a new Cuba policy loosening travel, commerce, and mail restrictions on Cuba. And then he told Cuban leaders the ball is in their court.
There are a range of steps that could be taken on the part of the Cuban government that would start to show that they want to move beyond the patterns of the last 50 years.
Those steps include the Cuban government freeing political prisoners and allowing freedom of speech, religion, and travel. Cuban President Raul Castro responded that Cuba is willing to talk about all of those issues. Quote, "We could be talking about many other things," Castro said. "We could be wrong. We admit it. We're human beings."
I think the strongest reaction that we've all had is the admission by Castro that they might well have been wrong. I think we were particularly struck by that.
We're taking a very serious look at how we intend to respond.
This 34-nation summit was meant to focus on the economy and other issues, but U.S.-Cuban relations are front and center. There is widespread support here for the U.S. to lift the embargo against Cuba, enacted in 1962, 6 months after Mr. Obama was born. Many see it as an anachronism that simply has not worked.
Latin America, which sees Cuba as a symbol of Washington's heavy-handedness in the region, is going to push for a more significant step by Obama.
A White House official said today that the U.S.-Cuban relations are not a one-way street, it's a very busy two-way thoroughfare, he said, and every step taken by the United States needs to be met or matched by the Cuban government. Charlie?
Jake Tapper, who is with the president tonight in Trinidad. Thanks.